Hey, how's it going, guys? Today we're going to be talking about how to sort and store your collection for deck building. I know this is my first TCG, and I've run across a lot of people in the Lorcana community that are in the exact same boat as I am. And whenever I first got started, I didn't really know what the best way was to sort and store my cards for whenever I want to put a deck together. And so I just wanted to do this video just because I feel like it'll help a lot of people out. And as I mentioned in my last video, we're getting ready to start up a series where we're going to be working on a deck and we're going to be playing through it and seeing what it needs and what it doesn't. So I thought this would be the perfect time to go ahead and do that. I have my current deck in this deck box right now, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take the cards out of this. I'm going to go ahead and put them into the collection, and then we're going to get the new cards out as we go. Now, if you are wanting to see what that deck list looks like, I'm not going to go over it right now, but I will go ahead and put it up on screen as well as leaving a link for it in the description. Also, if you are interested in any of the products that I use to sort and store my collection, I will have everything linked down in the description as well. If it's an Amazon link, that is an affiliate link, so just know that if you buy anything off there, it will go to support the channel, and I greatly appreciate it. I'm going to go ahead and say thank you ahead of time to any of you that decide to use that. So without any further ado, we're going to go ahead and hop right in and take a look at how I have things stored. All right, so right off the bat, I don't necessarily store things the way that most people do. I know most of the systems that I've seen people use binders, but personally I found that I don't really like that system too much. And I also use Pixelborn whenever I am putting decks together, whether it's one that I personally have built or if it's just one that I am going through and taking a look at, just browsing and wanting to find something new and fun to play. So whenever you're looking at a deck list on Pixelborn, the way that things are laid out is you've got your characters, then you've got your actions, your songs, items, and then locations. And that is exactly how I have things stored in here. Now, I do have everything sorted by color, so you can see that in this box in particular, we've got the ruby, sapphire, and steel. I have another box that has amber, amethyst, and emerald in it. And you can also see that I've used these dividers from the troves to keep everything separated. So this section in ruby is my characters, then my actions, my songs, items, and my locations. So what I do whenever I'm putting a new deck together is I, of course, bring up the deck list, but if there's any sort of overlap between the colors that I'm using in my old deck and my new deck, which in this case there is, my previous deck was Ruby Sapphire, and the one that we're putting together today is going to be Sapphire Steel. First thing I do is I just go ahead and look at the deck list and look through the cards that are in my current deck, and if there's anything that overlaps that I already have sleeved up, I'll go ahead and pull those out first. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and do now. So I went ahead and got all those cards out that I already had. It's actually a pretty good stack of cards. I already had all of my Typos, my Hirams, Baymax, the Develop Your Brain, Hideaway, Vision of the Future, Sail the Azurite Sea, Popsicles, and Lucky Dimes. So we're off to a good start. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take these cards that were in the deck before that I don't need, I'm going to put those back, and then we're going to go ahead and pull out the ones that we do need. All right, so the first one on the list is Cogsworth. So he is a 5-cost Sapphire. So the first thing that we can do is we can go ahead and just kind of get in here, and we see that we're already at 4-cost cards. Taking a look here, we're at Merlin, so we don't have too much further to go. We're at 5 Cruella de Vil, which is going to be before Cogsworth, and he's right here. So we need 3 copies of him. We'll go ahead and pull those out. And the thing I like most about this system is that I don't have to flip through a whole bunch of pages like I would with a binder. I can just kind of flip through the cards just like this and quickly get to them, pull them out, and it doesn't take very long at all. On top of that, I also have tons of space in these boxes. As you can see, this is just barely past half full, if it's even made it to half full. And so I can probably fit another 3 sets in here before I have to worry about getting another box, and this is significantly cheaper than actually getting binders for all of these. The binders get very expensive very quickly. I don't remember exactly how much this was, but it was just a few dollars compared to like the 20 or so that I'd have to pay for a good binder. It is a little tedious actually sleeving up all of the cards like this, but of course that's not a requirement. That's just a personal preference for me. But with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get the rest of the cards for the deck list. One more thing that I should mention is this box only contains my master collection. So this is just the 4 copies that make up a play set of any given card, as well as 1 foil copy for those that I do have a foil of. Whenever it comes to bulk, I keep those separate. All of my bulk I just keep stored in trove boxes, which, as you might imagine with the number of openings that I do for this channel, I've got quite a few of them, but they do come in handy because every now and again there are some common cards that I have a ton of that I might want to run in multiple decks, which probably not going to find any in this little section that I'm looking for here, but you get what I'm going for. There are common cards like Popsicle that are going to be a staple in basically any Sapphire deck, and so just having a single play set of them, I'm only going to be able to run one blue deck at a time. And there are some other cards that are going to keep me from being able to run two at a time, but there are some other cards that I might be able to make work. And so in case I want an extra copy of them, I just keep those around in here because you never know what you're going to need or when you're going to need it. One day I may go through and purge these, but for now they just live in trove boxes. And that's all there is to it. Now we've got our deck built and we can actually look through. We can go and double check everything's in order and make sure that we've got all of it here. I have already done that, so good to go. I'm glad that I keep everything in those bulk boxes because I actually didn't notice whenever I was going through before that I didn't have as many copies of Let the Storm Rage On as I thought I did in my master collection. For some reason I only had 2 instead of 4. And so I had to dig through the bulk, but I found them, So with that being said, make sure that you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out whenever we actually get to playing this deck, which I will have the first episode out on Sunday. I'll see you guys then. Take it easy. Bye.